Back out here again at Ryan's Rowdy Ranch. Today we have some big mud trucks. Dodge over here, Chevy over here, 4Runner back there, older Toyota. I'm being told a very large, much larger than this truck, is going to be coming out here, so it's going to be a good day.
Oh, I hear something big coming down the trail. Oh, all right, so this is a Dodge Cummins on 44-inch boggers. He'll have no problems getting through this. Oh, jeez. Up, hold. You got a rear spring that popped out.
What do you mean?
Your rear coil spring. Oh, no, this one's still in. Yeah. Either we'll have to use a jack in between the arm and the frame to lift up the frame, or winch on it onto a high tree.
Well, we got 18,000 pounds of pickup.
All right. We got to figure out how to lift it up, either a tree or a hydraulic jack. I don't know how long you were riding with it out, but I saw that and I was like, oh, that's not right.
Well, this should be okay. Hey, if you can turn it all the way driver, it'll kind of...
You just got to get in a position where somebody can climb the tree.
Don't get the broke down stuff.
Oh, well, that's the most interesting part. To get that back in, we think is going to require lifting the body of this rig up so that we can stick it back in there. All right, we've seen this kind of recovery before. David, once again, is climbing as high as he can get, and he is going to wrap the strap around the tree, and we're going to use a winch. Looks like we might be using the truck's own winch to lift itself so that we can hopefully pop this spring back into place. There we are. How about that? That is awesome.
There we go.
Perfect.
We can do this. Yep.
That's all it took. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say genius, but that was pretty clever. All right, let's move on and get some more action, huh?
All right, we are back in the woods here at Ryan's, and we're getting ready to hit some of the off-camber stuff. We just saved a Dodge Cummins. It's his build shakedown today, and he realized the rear coil spring came out of the coil bucket. So we just fixed that by getting him winched up a tree, and now we're gonna get some of the off-camber obstacles. Nice articulation, no problems at all. But I guess everything's easier when you have 38.5 Super Swampers. All day, no problem. Here's the 44 boggers in the Dodge Cummins. And this is the rig where the coil spring popped out of the bucket earlier. But looks like it's doing just fine right now. Oh, we lost both coil springs.
Looks like we had that problem again, both sides this time, so I guess he's gonna have to come up with a more permanent fix for that. But this was their shakedown today, so it's not surprising that they found an issue that needs rectifying. It's kind of the point of why they came out here, so it's all good. So once again, we're lifting the body of this here rig so that we can put the springs back in place. So I guess that means no jumping today, huh? Well, we kind of know what this looks like already, so let's go get some other footage.
That thing sounds mean.
they might be coming over here to the shop to make a mod on this old Cummins so that the springs don't keep popping out. So we were just talking here about a quick fix for this. These limiter straps are a bit too long, and so they're just going to unbolt them and twist them around, and there won't be as much travel on the spring, and then it won't be able to pop out when he hits off camber, or God forbid we talk him into doing a couple of jumps out here today.
So we got the coil seated. And of course that's no problem at all for the 44 Boggers in two-wheel drive. Jeez.
That skinny pedal.
Oh man, that thing's cool.
Tell you what, mud trucks are fun to watch.
Yes, they are exciting. How's your day going, Chris?
Pretty good so far.
Yep. What rig have you enjoyed seeing the most of out here?
Me today so far, seeing these big ass
big old mud trucks.
Like, we don't see that.
Yeah, we don't get that too often. Yeah, that old Chevy's something special. And then I want to see more of the Dodge on 44s that's having problems.
Yeah, I think they were fixing that by reducing the length of the limiter straps.
Oh, okay.
All right, see what they've done here is put some twists in the strap, and that, by the very nature of doing it, reduces the length of the strap overall so that there's less travel on the suspension, and again, so that those springs don't pop out of position when he's off camber. Maybe we can talk him into doing a jump.
Twist the strap.
You all asked for mud pits. We give you mud pits.
He just puts them through in two-wheel drive.
Get all this water rush back in like a river. Having a lot of fun so far today. If you can't tell by the amount of mud sitting on the side of these mud trucks. This guy right here has a seatbelt strap imprint on his shirt.
And Ron Barnes, this is a 1966 Chevrolet C10. Started out as two-wheel drive. Bought it for $300, pulled it out of the woods. And I started out as a 350 build, and I got talking to put Cadillac 500.
Wow.
So I put that in there. Cadillac 500 do not like mud, so I put 5.3 in it. With a Dana 60 front, 14-bolt cab chassis rear, leaf spring front, fender well headers. Still got the two-wheel drive suspension in the front with a coil spring, in the rear with a coil spring. I chopped off 20 inches off the back of the bed, make it shorter. SM465 transmission, 205 transfer case.
That is awesome.
I cut 4 inches off the bottom of the door.
Now I noticed you had open written on the inside of the door there. What's the story on that?
We were testing the pin out.
Okay.
Write this on there.
That works.
Flanges, homemade flanges. This external tub takes only that selecto locker and makes it explode. 5.3 out of a 2000 Chevy Silverado. And, that's about it.
I like your sheet metal work here.
Yeah. There's street signs on the bottom and an old gas GTX sign on the top.
All right. You're excited to hit some mud today?
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. All right. Good to hear it.
Down the ground, if I break down in the first mud hole, my day will be perfect.
Awesome. Well, we got the rigs to pull you out, I think. It's a pretty heavy truck. How much do you think she weighs? 6,000 to 7,000 pounds. I cannot wait to see this thing run. I can't wait to hear it start up, really. All right. Oh boy. Yes. Oh yeah. That. You can feel that in your chest. Love it. Thank you. Thanks for telling us about your rig, man.
I hear another V8 starting up on the property. I'm gonna guess it's Orange Mega, Ryan's Mega truck, but we'll find out when it comes around the corner. Yep, here comes Orange Mega. Okay, all right. Goodness, that thing is crazy.
Finally get some of the mega truck. There she is. There she is. Wow! Yeah! Holy smokes! Goodness gracious! Y'all disappeared for a minute. Hit it. There we go.
Like that was enough playtime for Orange Mega.
Okay.
So we are here staging the 44, I think 44.5 inch tires. Mud boggers getting ready to hit this rock face right here. Trying to get you guys an idea of just how tall this obstacle is in comparison to his bumper. So we're hoping that the tires are going to be able to connect with the rock face before the metal on the front would-be bumper, you know, would hit the concrete. So they just locked in the hubs. We're getting ready to see what it can do. There we go. All right, got tire connecting. Oh, high center. Yeah, we're gonna have to get him to come in at an angle.
Okay, so taking it at a little bit of an angle. Oh, so close. That rear drive shaft getting hung up. I'm gonna try and get y'all a better view while I climb out of this mud pit. Alright. Nice.
Yeah! Oh, man.
Made it.
All right. Got the big old Chevy, gonna give it a whirl.
nice. Ooh, doggy. That tricky breakover angle. That was a nice climb. That looks good. Nice. Quite sideways. I don't like that.
Towing him up off of here.
I think he's stuck. Ah! You're high centered, Ron. I don't think you're going anywhere without a winch. But your rear tires are not really catching any traction either, so you're just high centered on that transfer case skid. Yeah, it's that concrete block right here that he's hung up on. Too easy.
There you
Putting it in four-wheel drive or taking it out?
Putting it in four-wheel
Okay.
drive with the rear cab and just knocked out of it.
Oh, okay.
So you'll watch the rear house have it.
Oh, is that why it's happening? Oh, yeah, I see exactly what you're talking about.
It's messed up, but we still got it.
Yep, yep.
Not gonna do the wall anymore today.
Right, yeah. Piece of cake. Alright, so we've got the winch from the Dodge hooked up to the Chevy, and the Chevy's just gonna try and pull him straight on out. We'll see how stuck this Dodge is. Looks like we were grabbing a rope shackle so that we aren't going straight to the trailer hitch. So that's a good idea. Rather than going to a hitch ball, we're gonna put the rope shackle through or around the tow bar on the rear receiver. So that will be a much sturdier attachment point for us to pull from than pulling from the tow ball, which is frowned upon. Should not be done. Alright, since we're using a metal cable, it needs to be a slow and steady pull rather than a sudden yank. And it did not take much to free the Dodge. Nice. Nice recovery, no damage, and easy peasy.
It's up to you. You be you.
Thanks for being out here today, man. It's been crazy seeing your rig go over some of the hardest obstacles we have out here, digging the holes deeper with the 44s, you know. But one of the biggest things I want to capture on camera and let all the viewers know is what's it like from the experience of an owner of this rig coming out to Ryan's Rowdy Ranch?
It was a lot of fun.
So from your perspective, we get people that ask us all the time, like, hey, I have 40s, like, is there anything I can do out there? What would you tell those people?
To come out, it's a blast.
Okay. Yeah. So in regards to like mud holes, the obstacles, like where you're climbing up over the hills, you know, going through the woods, like, tell me about your experience on each one of those.
The trails were kind of tight for as big as the rig is, but we made it through there.
Perfect.
You know, it was a good challenge.
Okay.
To not tear the sheet metal and all up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the holes, I mean, there was, you know, a few good holes where I could actually, like you said, dig them out and have to use four-wheel drive on that last pass.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Even up on this vertical rock face where you kind of did the stair climb.
Yeah.
I saw you had some trouble about that. Talk to me a little bit about how you were able to overcome that and what your experience was like.
Just had to get a better angle.
Okay, so back it down, make sure that you weren't high centering at the top.
Exactly.
Okay, and then I think you took some damage to your rig when you did that, right?
Yeah, the center bearing in this thing kind of hangs down, and when I made it over, the concrete caught it, pushed that center bearing out, and ended my day. But luckily, we got to do pretty much the whole place before that happened, and it was still a lot of fun.
I dig it. So really, just the high centering because you're a long wheelbase is what got you in trouble on that particular obstacle.
Yeah, it was something that we kind of knew it was going to be an issue just because of where it was, but we figured give it a shot anyway.
So what we found in our experience in doing this is that most people leave here with kind of a shopping list or wish list of things to do. Give us some insight into what you're going to do to modify your rig to, I guess, not allow that to happen.
It's a short list. I mean, need a new cross member, change the drive shaft up a little bit, shorter limiting straps because we had issues with having to put the springs back in a couple times back in the trails there. New tie bar.
Okay. Now you knew about the limiting straps though. You kind of.
I had a feeling, yeah, but I didn't know how difficult it was going to be and how much we were going to be articulating. If you go to some places and there's not a whole lot to do, so I guess I kind of took it for granted that we weren't going to have to flex the truck like we did. But it showed us right away that you could flex the truck big time back there.
Yeah. And one of the things you talked to me about was you hadn't wheeled your truck in a long time. And it seemed like there was a lot of value in being able to put your truck kind of through the paces at a relatively close to home location, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was killing. Man, to come out here and do something where you don't have to worry about the cops coming or the neighbors being mad at you and calling the cops, and to come somewhere and just be able to actually use your truck, and it was just a good experience.
Perfect. And then I guess one of the last things I went into on is you told me you were a small business owner. Did you want to do a small plug for your business and anything we can do for you?
Yeah, come to Tubbs Auto Parts and buy your used auto parts.
Nice.
New and used.
Yeah, and then maybe be able to build something like this.
Exactly.
Out of the parts from Tubbs.
Yep.
And thanks so much for coming out.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for doing the video. Look forward to having you back out, okay?
Absolutely.